Oh, man. Listen to what Wiz Khalifa had to say.
It really grinds my gears when people be like, this person fell off, that person fell off. Man, you fell off. You fell off of the information that this person is still cracking in their world. They're just not in your world anymore. Just because you moved on doesn't mean this person moved on from their life. They can't move on from their life. It's not possible. It's their life. You just don't pay attention to it anymore. They're not doing things to grab your attention anymore. They're gravitating towards people who they care about and that really, really admire and appreciate their attention and ain't going to move on in the next 5 or 10 freaking years. You temporary. You fell off.
Man, I've heard that word so many times in this music industry. Oh, such and such fell off. This person fell off. That person, I ain't hear about them anymore. They must have fell off. And I truly understand what Wiz Khalifa is saying right now. Definitely understand it. Priorities change over time. Whether it's on the listener side or it's on the artist side or the producer, whoever it is. Priorities change over time. And then, some people actually just grow up. It's like one of those things where you'll see like a child star. And say, for instance, like it'll be somebody who might be popping at like 15, 16, 17 years old. And they'll be like a huge artist and they'll have like huge songs and they'll be popping. And all these kids that are like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and even some older kids like, 19, 20, 21, some younger adults, I should say, they're following this 17-year-old kid and they're seeing the rise, the meteoric rise of this kid and everything is happening. And this thing might last for like 4 or 5 years. But then the thing about it is those kids who were once 10 are now 14. Those kids who were 15 are now 19. Those kids that were 18 are now 22. And guess what? They grew up and things changed. There might have been other artists that come into the picture. And then that one kid who might be 17 and now they're 21 now. And then maybe the music subject matter might have changed now. They may have grown up or maybe the buzz just kind of fizzed out. It doesn't necessarily mean that they fell off. Because I know a whole bunch of people right now that you don't hear about on a daily basis anymore, but they're very well off and they did not fall off. And then some people over time might say, man, you know what? I've done my stint. I've done it. I'm cool with just being a normal person right now. And they might have fell back and said, man, listen, I'm just here just to, stack my coins and just trying to live a normal life. I'm tired of going on the road. I'm tired of, listening to the demands of the label. I'm tired of going to the studio trying to make records for certain people. I'm tired of, appeasing to the crowd every time I'm out. Sometimes I just want my peace. And sometimes I just want to be around my loved ones and just be a normal person. Sometimes people don't want to sign 1,001 autographs every time they go to Olive Garden. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people just want to be normal, and sometimes, they wanted to be a part of that lifestyle. They wanted to be, popular and famous or whatever. But then over time, it's just not appealing to them anymore. I know so many artists right now who were big, like in the early 2000s or whatever, that are just normal people right now. They just want to be normal. Like they may go out and people may see them and they'll be like, hey, what's good? But there's certain people right now who really just don't want to be seen anymore. You got to look at people like Andre 3000. You never know. You could be on any part of this world and Andre could just walk right past you by himself and you'll be like, yo, that's Andre 3000. And he might give you the peace sign or whatever and keep it rolling. It's all good. Because I think over time, I think it was cool to, to be a part of that limelight and do everything. But I think once you get a taste of everything and you've seen everything and done everything, especially in that mainstream lifestyle, you just want to just chill. That's how I am. Once I got a taste of everything and I've seen it, I traveled the world and did everything I wanted to do and bought, all the houses, the cars and all that stuff. And off of, the success I had with a few records, a lot of times I just want to go and watch my kids play football. And even though I'm not nowhere near like a big producer or nothing like that, I'm not like a Dr. Dre or like a Metro Boomin or like, a Manny Fresh or a Timbaland or nothing like that. I could understand where they come at sometimes when people just bombard them and do things all the time. And I could understand too of just being in a certain industry for so long that sometimes people just are like tired of it. They just want to just be themselves. But then on the flip side, I can understand too is somebody being a big artist or somebody just being a big personality and their time has just came and went. The audience focus has changed. And even though some of them are still trying to be, some of them are still trying to chase after the limelight. Don't get me wrong. There's some that are still trying to chase after the limelight. These are not the ones I'm talking about. The ones who are chasing after the limelight and they just don't understand that, this is not the same. Like they're chasing the limelight for like reasons that nobody is understanding. Like, okay, boom, like you're done. Like, boom, it's over with. You're done. Just chill. But are just trying to recreate this success over and over again. That's the ones you kind of look like, that person kind of fell off a little bit. But what I'm saying is the ones who slowly and gracefully just let it kind of go. And for any artist, it's hard to do that because once you are known by so many people and you're used to certain things, yes, it can be kind of hard to transition to that. But most of the people who I talk to, man, they just really just want to chill. Like a lot of the people who are mega stars out here, a lot of them really just want to be normal people, but they can't. That's why you see them look kind of strange and weirded out and everything, because it's like your emotions and the way that you have to think and act around people are totally different than anybody else. Like, just imagine, like right now, like Beyonce, she can't even go out and shop if she wants to, unless she has to go in full incognito. Like she has to probably dress up as somebody else. And I even think right now it's a law for people like that, for certain people that who are like super famous. It's like inciting a riot type of thing. I think that's what it's called when, you're so big that you can really incite like a riot or whatever. And it's like a law to where they can't even be out like that. I think it's a law. If it's not, y'all let me know. But just imagine somebody who just really just wants to chill and just be a normal person, but you can't. Like Michael Jackson, he couldn't go anywhere. And that's going to be your life for pretty much forever. You know what I'm saying? Until you get to like a certain age. But somebody like Michael Jackson, it would have never went away. Somebody like Beyonce is never going to go away. Unless you go to an island and people just totally forget about you. You know what I'm saying? You're going for like 20 years and people like just totally forget about you. But it doesn't mean that they fell off. It just means that they just shifted their mind into something else. Like right now, there's tons of fans like, oh, Rihanna needs to come back out. Rihanna needs to do this. Rihanna needs to do that. But Rihanna's enjoying her life. She's enjoying her family. She's enjoying her kids. She's enjoying the lifestyle that she has right now. And maybe that might be the best thing for her. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that might be the best thing, but it doesn't mean she fell off. We all know she ain't fall off because, she up there. You know what I'm saying? With the whole Fendi beauty thing. She's up there. But it doesn't mean that she fell off. Doesn't mean her music fell off. It doesn't mean nothing. It just means that she wanted to take time for herself, which I think a lot of people want to do. And I see some people all the time, man, like they make it seem like even if somebody may have like say for instance, somebody does an album and the album goes like 3 times platinum. And then they might wait about a year or two and then they put out another album and the album may go gold. Here comes all the people. Oh man, such and such fell off. Oh my goodness, they fell off. The album sales ain't the same. Oh my goodness, they fell off. Oh my gosh, what are they gonna do now? They fell off. Man, they didn't fall off. It might not have just been the album that resonated with people, or the marketing might not have been right, or it might have been a whole bunch of other factors that could have led to that album not selling as much. But it doesn't mean nobody fell off. Because if you go to their shows or whatever, the shows will still be packed and people still show up for them or whatever. So I think that, the fall off is in the eyes of the beholder, really. And I think a lot of people just put out that word simply because they're just haters. I think some people are just saying that because they just they don't like somebody else's success. I think they really hate on other people's success. They like to throw the fell off word to make them feel better in the sense, oh, that such and such fell off, this person fell off, that person fell off. No, this person maybe have came up. Maybe they might have been going through some anxiety issues or some social issues or maybe been going through it mentally to where they were like, yo, I'm cool. I'm cool where I'm at. This ain't for me. Or they might change up their whole artistic view of how they do things, and it might not resonate with some certain people. It doesn't mean that they fell off. It means that they might have grown a little bit. They might have just grew up. And sometimes mentally, if you grow up, the things that you used to like maybe years before, maybe things that you might not like now. And to be honest with you, I don't know if I could be somebody who was like super duper, like popular like that. I don't know how I could take it. Like to be that big right now, you have to mentally, you have to have so much patience with people, and you have to be mentally strong to do that. And I know there's a lot of artists out here who are struggling mentally, just dealing with the pressures of just being that popular and pretty much seeing and doing everything. And I know some people don't get it. Some people don't understand, like, man, they got the money, they got the fame, they got whatever. How are you not mentally stable? And it's like, yo, you don't understand. Like, it's something totally different. You can't even describe it. You can't even describe that feeling. And I wish I could, but I can't. I cannot describe that feeling when you finally get to that point and you've been hustling and hustling so long and you finally get to that point and now it's like, okay, what's next? And then you're just living in this shell because you've accomplished everything. You've accomplished all your goals. And now you have to find the beauty in the small things in life right now. And I think that's what a lot of people who technically fell off, they're now finding the beauty in the things that don't cost them a lot of money. Sometimes they find beauty in walking up mountains. Sometimes people find the beauty of just walking around their neighborhood. Sometimes the people find the beauty of having kids and living vicariously through them. You know, that's sometimes, you know, that sometimes is the way for a lot of people. And, you know, it's just a thing that some people just want peace and they want their own particular version of peace. That's why I say the fall off is in the eyes of the beholder in a sense. So yeah, everybody talks about people falling off and, oh, this person fell off and fell off. Yeah, and they're not doing the same things anymore. Maybe they don't want to. Maybe they just want to live a certain life and they just want to be happy.